Shall we play a game?
You got several things to do. You've got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the Nude Clan.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that loves fake games. I'm your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jacob.
I'm Joe.
I'm A4.
And today, guys, we are going to be reviewing Phasmophobia. Yes, very exciting. For the purpose of this review, I believe we should take out the story column because there is no story.
You think?
The only thing the only justification for keeping it would be like the ghosts' backgrounds, but that's not really anything.
They don't
I
have any backgrounds. It's just like a name randomizer.
And it's like, it's like Gerald hates their fucking names. So if you say it, they'll kill you.
Yeah, that's true. So story is nixed from the review, and
So we don't get any more controversial Mario reviews by giving Mario Story a 3.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 1 because, all right, I've got some new jobs for you. It's just not enough context for a story.
yeah. Fuck. So, a little bit about Phasmophobia. It is it's a indie co-op psychological horror game, I guess is what the kids are calling it these days.
I can believe that. The psychological horror part, just because like the ambience and stuff. Like,
yeah.
it does kind of fuck with you.
I mean, I'd believe it for sure. It's
Try
published.
playing it in VR alone. That will make you fill your pants.
What's come?
It's developed by Kinetic Games and released or published by them. It became available in early access through Steam in September of 2020. So we played it like right when it was.
Well, we really did.
Right when it came out, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It blew up pretty hard, yeah.
It received a lot of popularity very quickly after that from mostly Twitch streamers and YouTube players,
Nice.
and they really brought it up for the Halloween season. It became like a huge deal.
Well, lots of we did too. A lot of our stuff we streamed during because it was a Halloween gimmick. I mean,
Yeah.
A4 drew us like a thumbnail for it and everything.
Yeah, it is.
I'm probably going to remake that drawing for the thumbnail for this review, honestly.
Do it.
Yeah, dude, you should. That's a good one. So it, I guess at one point in October, it reached the top 5 most viewed game. So like it was really a really big deal. No wonder you guys found out about it. I mean, Twitch or a lot of times, like Steam will have, they'll have their like big
popular,
games.
yeah.
And like sometimes I'll look at stuff like that, but usually it's when the vloggers and stuff start getting a hold of it.
Well, I think
and
the
things
thing
blow.
as well, and what my pull is to watch people play it, is when they scream and freak out because it's funny. Like it is a game that, like, when you play it, it's terrifying. When you see other people play it, you laugh at them because you're like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But I have screamed.
Yeah.
The one Neander's video where she's playing it with Snuffy, and then like Snuffy like got by the ghost and died, but she somehow like glitched and didn't. And she said like, "Am I immune to death?" And then she died again, and it just says Snuffy's final words, "Am I immune to death?"
Nice.
Okay.
They A4 belongs to a part of society that watches people that have like cameras on them that make them look like little
VTubers.
anime chicks. Yeah, it's called a VTuber.
I know what it is.
It's the gayest straight thing that you can possibly do. That's what I'm saying.
Straight thing.
Yeah, it's the closest. It's the closest to the other side of the fence.
I like aesthetically pleasing women, man. What can I say?
She's a drawing. A4.
That is
Drawings
that
are
is
aesthetically pleasing.
Dude.
That's why we have art museums. You
No,
dumbass.
fuck art. That's not why. We have it so we can remember how awful the Russians were in the 40s. All right.
What the fuck?
That's like my favorite art exhibit is the Russian section of the Springville Art Museum.
Okay.
It's all like
Right.
yeah.
Weird.
You know that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm looking at the Mona Lisa and I'm like,
That's
man,
starting
fuck
to paint a
Moscow.
picture
Fuck
right there.
Russia. Yeah.
that like really paints a better picture of you as a person.
Yep.
Like, what do you think? All right, I like the Russian exhibit.
Yeah, I like the
to
Russians.
hate the Russians.
And that's why I hang out in their art section. No, dude.
It fuels my hate.
Yeah, the fucking so this game was a big deal, and it's still fairly popular. I see like a few thousand people online playing it, which is pretty cool for an early access deal.
I mean,
yeah.
when it's a real, you say real game, but like when it like gets to be a fully fledged like release, hopefully there is more into it.
Yeah.
because there's already a shit ton, but like things get repetitive.
Yeah. So essentially, what happens? There's no story in the game whatsoever. You take control of a party member, and you're basically it's the old like Ghost Hunter TV show, but it's real in the game. So like you're actually
And
looking.
the amount of being a douchebag like Zach Baggins is entirely up to the player.
Yeah, like we've asked. So you have to like talk to the ghosts, some of them to like get their attention. We have asked them why their dick is so small. We have asked them why they were gay.
Yeah.
We have called them bitches, and most of the people twice that do that have died.
I'm surprised I don't die more in that game because I talk shit to the ghosts all the time. But yeah, you basically walk into this room. There's 12 different locations, or no, there's 12 different types of ghosts, and I think there's like 8 maps or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
Like, there's a good amount of maps.
Of varying size. You have like
Right, oh, yeah.
smallish townhouses leading up to like
Then you have the fucking prison that's massive.
Farmhouses.
yeah, like a
middle.
massive asylum,
Suburbia
between that,
house,
there's like a
high school.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of different types of maps, and they have varying sizes. So, like, team size is recommended based on the size of the map. But you roll in as one of the players, and you're basically just supposed to explore the haunt and try to figure out what type of ghost it is through like deductive reasoning sometimes, and then also just using your ghost tool. So you've got a writing book, a ghost box where you can it's like a radio that you play and you can talk.
You have like a thermometer that like sees like
Check
how cold,
temperatures,
how
yeah.
cold the room is. You have a little. I can't remember what it's called, but you press it and like with their certain activity, it'll go from like a 1 up to a
The
5.
EMF.
EMF,
EMF reader.
Yeah. Cum light.
Yeah, the cum light.
Yeah.
Regular flashlights, so you don't pee
Official
yourself.
title.
Yeah, official title.
Come live.
Cameras, you have to have cameras and recorders too.
Yeah, video camera, snapshot.
Smudge sticks,
Yeah.
Crucifixes.
Salt.
So like when you're saying like you have to identify it, what you do is you have a book and it gives you like it will explain what each spirit is, and then while you're going, it'll give you like, oh, this is what oh, this one, a room has to like hit the top 5 on an EMF reader. Like 2 ghosts have that, and then it's like, oh, like you go off what you're doing to see what it is, and you only have a certain amount of time until that ghost can start killing you.
Yeah, and if you're playing on professional mode, it can kill you immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It starts
There's
hunting
no
right
countdown
away.
clock.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just-
Rooms are already
Yeah, we were
cold.
doing that last night, and like
Oh,
the
I wanna
countdown
play
clock
that.
normally it says 5 minutes. It was just at 0. I'm like, oh, all right.
Sick. I want to play professional mode.
Yeah, dude, professional is like totally different.
Oh, that's
It's-
sick.
And I think you said the breaker starts off.
It does. The power starts off.
Well, that's terrifying.
And so one of the aspects of the game, so you have all these tools, and you're supposed to go into the house.
And most
where
houses are already like dark. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of lighting.
and you're supposed to like use those tools to find out what type of ghost it is, and then you identify the ghost type and you leave. The houses you go into when you're playing on professional, the power starts, so you have to go find the breaker box, and there's a map inside your truck that you roll up in with all your fucking ghost tools, and that'll tell you where the box is. So you have to go in, turn the power on, because the longer you spend in the dark, the lower your sanity is in the game, and you have the sanity is like it's based on like events that you've witnessed. So like if you see the ghost, some ghosts will drop your sanity really heavily, and the lower your average sanity is as a team, the more likely the ghost is to hunt. It doesn't base off of like you each have your own personal sanity bar, but it bases
What
it
is the
off of the
average?
team. Yeah.
Okay.
So like even if mine is at a 0, someone else could die instead of me. He'll just be more likely to start trying to kill you. And the objective is basically to just get out of there alive.
If someone does die, one of my favorite aspects of the game is if you take a picture of them, you get some money for it.
Yeah.
It's like insurance.
Yeah, they get insurance money if you take a photo of their dead body, and then you get dough for every photo you take. So there's a bunch of little random objectives in each of the maps too.
Oh,
yeah. You'll show up to a map, like a little house or something like that, and it'll say, find out what type of ghost it is. It'll say something like,
get a picture of a sink with dirty water.
yeah, that one they got rid of. I guess
they
it was
really?
too hard. Yeah, you can still get.
We got it every time we had it though.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
every game I've been like, you were part of a few of them. We've got it.
There's
find
some
it.
random aspects in this game that works and doesn't work.
Yeah.
Most of which is the spirit box.
I think that glitched, and that's why they got rid of it. But you can still get
No.
money for taking a picture.
There was the
of
one
it.
time we were playing. I don't think you had your mic set up correctly because you were trying to get the spirit box for like fucking minutes.
I thought that was.
And then
Craig.
eventually I was like, give me that fucking thing. And I'm like, hello. And I immediately got something. I'm like, all right, we're done. Let's
was
get out
that
of
you
here.
or was that Craig?
I think it was Craig.
It was Craig because he wouldn't give it to you. We're like, give him the spirit box. Yeah, I can do it. We're like, give him the fucking spirit box.
Yeah, Craig's in there in like the most well lit room, just talking. He's just supposed to be in the dark, but like there's a bunch of different objectives that'll be on the board
Or
on
like
your truck.
They're
one of them's like
additional-
you have to like stop a ghost with a crucifix,
Yeah,
stuff like that. And so sometimes it's like things like or like someone has to experience a ghost like encounter. Someone has to see the ghost.
yeah, and you'll get extra money when you complete the mission for completing those objectives. The higher your difficulty is, the higher the multiplier for your money is. So you get more and more the harder difficulties. you play.
So like with that on the flip side, if you do die, you lose all the equipment that you came with.
Everything you brought is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's high risk, high reward.
Even if your buddies bring it back to the truck, it's still
Is it
it's
really?
still
I didn't know
Yeah.
that was a thing.
Yeah,
That-
I tried
that
it.
Blows.
It sucks.
I mean,
and
it's fair because it's like punishing you, but like
it made the game really hard in the beginning. Like we were bad in the beginning, but now we're just like we're so fucking good at it that it doesn't even matter.
We're well-oiled ghost
yeah,
hunting
everyone knows
machine.
the role perfectly.
Yeah, so
Especially when we get really lucky and go in the asylum and the ghost is literally in the fucking lobby, right outside the fucking
yeah,
truck.
that's when
Yeah.
we beat the game, quote unquote, because
Yeah.
we beat every level. Is how we count this one as beaten. We're like, all right, guys, we got to start because like we got to do the asylum. It's going to take a while. Fucking walk in and it's instantly there.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
cool.
it's like, all right, I'm seeing cold breath and we have ghost writing and this, okay, let's fucking leave.
Yeah, it was seriously like sub
great.
10-minute round.
peace.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's funny.
And there's a lot of RNG in the game, and that's where the game really keeps its momentum going because there are only like 8 or so maps in the game and 12 different types of ghosts. They all have different names. No, they don't all have different names. There's like a name generator that happens behind the scenes, and it'll just give you a random ghost name. And so it seems like it would get repetitive, and it does to a certain degree, but there's always enough variety because there's so many rooms in each of the buildings that it could be in this room and it'll be this type of ghost. So it
And there's
always
so many
feels
different-
different.
There's so many different kinds of ways you can detect ghosts.
Right.
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
Like, it doesn't really get old.
You never know when something is going to go off and be bizarre, like how random the ghost could in fact be, because the ghost could start like fucking around in different rooms that it's not actually where it resides in. And so you're constantly, okay, well, where the hell's the goddamn ghost orbs? Where the hell do I place the camera?
Yeah.
And it's actually a different experience because you spent 30 minutes trying to actually figure out where the ghost is
Right.
actually at.
And that's a good like just a good segue for this is like I've never played a game that was the same. on
It,
that. Like it's all been different.
It sounds like it would be frustrating with all like the trial and error stuff you have to do, but actually that's where the fun of the mystery, solving the mystery of where the ghost is and what it is
Yeah.
Yep.
that's where the fun comes from.
And then you get fun things that happen, like you set a camera up in the middle of the room with everyone because you're like, okay, this is where the ghost is. And as you're setting it up, the ghost starts to flash and appear, and everyone screams and runs.
Yeah.
Like it's
So I have a question. Who introduced this game to us? Was it A4?
Cameron.
Cameron.
It was
Oh, it
Cameron.
was Cameron.
Cameron
Okay.
watched it and he said
Cameron
he was
bought it for
interested.
all of us.
Yeah, he
I
said-
might have sent like a VTuber video to them to show them at first, but
He didn't buy it for
Cameron
me,
bought it
that
for me,
cocksucker.
Cameron bought it for me.
Fuck you guys.
So who figured out how the game works first? Because
Cameron.
it's like a first-person 3D game, and it doesn't have any like hotkey, like little like flashing buttons or anything telling you how to do shit.
there's a
really.
tutorial.
There's a
but
tutorial.
Yeah, there's a
At the beginning.
tutorial.
But like,
But
who
Cameron-
figured it out first?
Cameron's the one that went through it, and he put a lot of hours into that game. Cameron went through and he did.
Please.
And then
I mean, he was the one for a long time that was way higher level than any of us. Like
Yeah,
he
that's
went
true.
through and he played online with people to figure shit out, and then told us like he's like, "Oh, this is how they did it. This is how you kind of use these. This is how you kind of use these to like the best effect."
and I
This is
don't.
one of those games that you can't just like jump in. Like it takes forever to figure it out.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, like
You should
League
have
of Legends.
seen. You should have seen Jake and I
Yeah,
when we first
like
started
League of
playing,
Legends.
or me and Joe. We died like every time. Like it was every time we would fail.
My
Yeah.
favorite was
So I don't know what kind of aspects Cameron was telling everybody else, but most of the stuff me and Schweitz just basically figured out on our own by going through thing by thing.
right, and that's
So-
what it does is you learn. But it
No,
was more
yeah.
like we were using things like the wrong way. Like it was weird.
Yeah, the ghost
Oh,
box
yeah.
is the one that we
Yeah.
were wrong for so long, and then now it's like if ghost box is one of the options and we can't find the other things, we just assume it's that one
Yeah.
because it never fucking works. It does. I've gotten it to work like 8 or 9 times, but
Yeah, I got it to work plenty of times. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you supposed to press V for it, or are you just supposed to talk?
No, you're supposed to press V for it.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. But like sometimes I don't know, man.
So I guess that goes into like
It's
part of
fucky.
the gameplay mechanics is when you talk, it's localized chat, or you should be playing with localized chat. But one of
Unless
our,
you're fucking
you know,
Craig.
one of our past hosts does not like to play it because it scares him. So he wants to play in the one that gets us killed all the time. And what it does is you have to press V to talk to each other, and there's another button that's the like walkie-talkie. So
Yeah.
if you're like across the map from each other, you're not going to hear each other, even if you're in the same chat. So you have to get on the walkie-talkie and talk through it, and you hear each other back and forth. Which
So
I
the
think
fun
is
thing about
pretty
playing it in VR is that the mic is always on for me.
okay.
And then to do the walkie-talkie, I have to like hold my left hand up and pull the trigger to like where my left ear would be. But the weird thing about the controls on the VR, I don't know if I can change this in the settings, but like if I'm holding forward on the thumbstick to be walking forward, as soon as I tilt the controller like upside down to put it near my ear, it like flips the analog stick's control. So then I have to like push it down to keep walking forward. It's weird.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be annoying.
That'll fuck with you. You'll die for that, I bet. You fucking get your ass killed.
A4 dies because he doesn't know how to hide.
Yeah.
No, last night I got unlucky and like when the ghost started hunting, I
He
like crouched
immediately
down
killed him.
and tried to walk away, but I ended up walking like towards where the footsteps ended up coming from, and I'm like, oh god damn it.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
you
that was a fucked up location.
you are pretty bad at hiding though. But it's because you gotta do A4. It seems wrong, but you have to like run into another room. Like just run, just keep going.
Yeah.
No, I
Or
was
into a corner,
I was
or a
running,
good
and I'll
corner.
tell you when I
Fuck
tried
the
this out in
corners.
VR
I've
Friday
never died in a
night
corner.
by myself to just because I didn't want to join a public game. Like I didn't die. I got hunted at a bunch of times and managed to get away. So
Yeah, it's a
like
and so yeah. There's a bunch of different variety. There's an odd amount of variety in the game, and honestly, if they add a little bit more, this would be a truly great experience. And I think
and I'm
they
sure
will.
they're going to add more as time goes on. The game is really
But
popular.
I would
thing
already
that
say it's a great
missing
experience.
That needs to be done is that they need to change a lot of the environments and things around it to match that person's backstory.
I
And
think
that's
that'd be
what-
cool. Yeah.
So when I first started playing the game, I actually thought that that'd be kind of the case. So I'm looking around in the environment the first couple times I'm playing, and I'm seeing like, oh, look, there's magazines on the floor. So I start talking to the ghost, be like, oh, you like Better Homes and Gardens, do you? Well, why don't you come and tell me about it? Not realizing that none of that is just environmental items to set the mood and setting. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the ghost.
I think that'd be cool
I'll tell
on
you-
like a higher professional difficulty. Like
Yeah.
you actually have to do like more to figure out what the
Actual
fuck's going on.
investigating puzzles and clues.
The only thing
I'll
that
tell you
I
what, though.
really want
The coolest environmental shit in that game is the farmhouse, where you have like the one bathroom has a fucking hatchet through the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fun when he's in there.
Well, there's one of those smaller ones that we actually figured out that when you look through the other side of the mirror, it looked like Schweiss was being choked to death.
Yeah, we found that the other night. That was creepy. Yeah, I didn't see it. They saw it, but I didn't see it. Yeah.
send you a
In the
screenshot.
mirror, I didn't see anything.
That's terrifying.
but they saw me getting choked. Yeah.
I also don't know when they added the ability to, as a ghost, when you die, pick up objects and fuck with your teammates. I don't know if that was always in there, but
Really?
that was fun last
Oh, yeah,
night.
you
Just
can pick
grabbing
up-
like a folder in the school and just trying to hold it in front of fucking Jacob's face while he's trying to walk
Yeah.
around.
So I guess that's a good thing we didn't talk about. When you die and when the ghost kills you, you end up in the spirit world and you can like walk around and like see your other players and like
Yeah.
see the ghost.
Yeah,
And
you,
you
see
can-
the ghost when it's haunting and just like walk around with it.
One of the things, the only thing,
But your communication is cut off.
oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't talk to anyone, and the thing
You can
I
hear
want,
them.
Unless they also die.
the thing that I want more than anything on the update is to be able to write in the ghost book. Like,
Yeah.
I want you guys to
You
put.
can-
I just want to write like "dick"
Play-
like in big letters and just
Playing
like
as the
some-
ghost could be fun too.
Or depending on the difficulty level, being able to use the walkie-talkie for Morse code.
or the see that I think that might
Or the
might-
spirit box, like
that was
coming
the
up in
spirit
the
box. I
spirit
think would
box.
be, like, because like I feel like a walkie-talkie could like be
You can go to the
exploited.
spirit box and be like, "You fucking idiot! You got me killed."
Yeah.
I just so whenever we get these videos up on our YouTube, we do have videos with Cameron yelling at A4 for hiding in the middle of rooms and stuff.
Yeah. Dude,
I've done that too. So
yeah, we've had some bad, shameful rounds.
But it's just funny because like you panic, and you run, and you don't know who the ghost is gonna get.
Yeah. So what happens while you're around, you're venturing around the map, investigating what type of ghost you're dealing with? As your sanity drops, like I said earlier, you're more likely to be hunted by the ghost, and the hunt is pretty spooky when it happens. So all the lights, like your flashlight starts flashing, your radio starts cutting in and out, and it starts blaring. Your tools will start going off. If you have the EMF reader, it'll like blast up to whatever the highest that ghost
Yeah,
will
and it's
get
just
you
like
to.
this really creepy sounding like beep noise.
Yeah.
That's just constant.
Which
And
we've
then-
had, and it's been terrifying because we had. I think it's one of the games you might have been in where we checked everything and we didn't have anything and we were just sitting there for a second and then everything just started going off at once.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
There was
too.
one I played with Holger where someone died and their dead body, they like dropped the EMF reader, and I was hiding in the room when the hunt started happening, and the EMF reader was like screaming on the floor.
That's
I'm just like,
so fuck. That's so scary.
and I can hear him like walking closer and closer, and the EMF is just screaming on the ground there, and I'm like, oh shit, man.
So yeah, when you die, you hear this person walking and you hear this like, and like was it like the noise from The Grudge, and then like it's like the
Yeah, you'll
No,
hear-
that'll sometimes happen because that happened to me when I was playing by myself the other night to try out the VR. Like, and
the ghost will just do
when
that.
you're wearing headphones, it's scary as shit because you've basically got like stereoscopic 3D going on. So you're just like all of a sudden in the back of your mind just hear like, and it's just like I'm getting the fuck out of this room.
And so when it goes to kill you, what you see as you're playing is these fingers like go across your eyesight and it blocks it out. If you're anyone else, you will see that person start getting strangled. They like lift up into the air and like hold their throat and they'll just fall. They'll just roll on the ground.
Oh,
and now I
one-
can also tell you from personal experience that having the fingers show up in front of your view in VR is fucking scary as shit.
Did you make Corey come sit up there with you?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't do VR. She gets motion sick.
And say no, she didn't sit there with you and be like, it's okay.
No, she probably would have tried fucking with me while I was playing the game.
Yeah.
She has walked up behind me while I had my headphones on playing the game before. Not in VR, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten spooked by people behind me and stuff, like in the real world.
there's no soundtrack or anything to this. It's just the audio. So it becomes jarring because the only audio you're hearing is kind of like lower tone from people talking on the walkie-talkie.
Or
So
like
when something
yourself walking and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So when an EMF reader does go off or something along those lines, it is fucking loud.
It is. It's jarring.
it just
really
cuts
is.
through the silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
and,
you know you
booting up
fucked
the
up.
truck to fucking leave too. That'll make you go deaf.
There have been a lot of like cool moments. Like there was one time where I was in the small house and I think the guy kept like turning the camera off, and then like I turned it back on and it like screamed in Jake's ear, and he was in the van.
I was in the van, yeah.
And he was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, what? And he's like, this guy just like yelled at me. And it's weird because normally in the van, they don't, like, you don't get anything in the van.
I'm sure they
must have added it.
added it because people would hide in the van like crazy.
Yeah. Craig just stands right outside the door. That's what he
Well,
says.
we've
No,
been
okay,
able
so
to
then-
have a EMF reader go off too in the van too.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It'll go off with the hunts on in
Yeah.
the van.
It's probably because you have scanners in the house. I bet that's what it is.
Probably.
There was also
I-
someone who tweeted the devs and said something like, is there a chance that the ghost can attack you even while you're in the van? And they just like retweeted like writing this down for the future.
Oh, God.
Dude, could you imagine being in there like watching the cameras and
that's
you're the
all
one that dies?
crazy.
How
Yeah.
fucking you wouldn't expect it. That'd be so scary.
What if it was even better? It was like fucking, oh my God, the poll. What if it was even better? It was a fucking,
Yes.
You're hiding in the van, and your head cam, you have the head cam on, and then the person looking at the camera flips to the head cam, and the ghost is right behind them in the van.
That would be fucking terrifying.
The ghost is inside the van.
Like,
it's not even safe
so
anymore. Yes.
you can decide to bug out in the game if you feel like you can't figure it out, or you figure you've only got like 2 of the options. And you're like, oh, I
Yeah,
don't know what this.
you can deduce.
So what happens is, like, my memory, me and A4 had died in this house. And so we're like, oh, we're going to go fuck with, like, Cameron and Craig. We're going to go walk around and stuff. So we went to, like, walk around and go find them, and, like, we're standing there. Was it me and you, or was it was me and A4? And we just heard Cameron go, hey, we're going to go back in the house. And Craig goes, yeah, fuck that. And they just turned the truck on
Just hear
and
the
left.
engine start up.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, shit.
Did they leave? Did they leave Cameron?
No, they left together.
Oh.
But Cameron's like, hey, we should go back in there. And Craig, fuck that. And
Yeah,
they
Craig always fucking leaves when someone dies. Like, I'm like, oh, Craig. I was like, man, I wonder if they're going to find the other clues. And then I just hear,
Yeah, and you're like, no.
like, oh, I guess they're done.
One of the items is sanity pills. So once it gets lower, the more advanced items,
Yeah,
you
you
can go
can
take
pop.
sanity pills. And it's kind of like going on with the Craig thing. There's no problem to go back to the van if your sanity's low.
Yeah.
Trying to do that, but the problem is he'll still have high sanity, and he'll just leave in the truck.
Yeah.
Won't even attempt to go back in there again.
There was one time we were playing with Holger, one of the viewers, and he fucking, like, I was in the room with him, and the ghost appeared and was, like, going for him. Like, it was going for him hard. And then he, like, dropped all of his stuff. Like, he died. But someone, like, munched on some sanity pills right as it happened, and then the ghost went away. And so, like, he dropped a bunch of stuff, and then he was, like, walking, like, you know how they kind of, like, glitch out for a second before they start holding their throat?
Yeah.
He started doing that for a sec, and then he, like, started walking normal again.
Yeah, I wanted
that's
to
cool.
test that out, and I was the one who took the pills.
Yeah, like, the second
funny.
he started trying
That
to kill him.
might be a strategy.
That'd be
but-
sick.
I mean, it's an early access game, so it makes sense that might be like
A glitch
an
instead.
oversight.
So
Yeah.
also, like, there's a couple of times where I've, like, stayed in the truck too, just to, like, watch cameras. Like, we had one where we had, like, 4 cameras set up, and Cameron was like, we're gonna find. We couldn't find this ghost. We were playing for a long time. We just couldn't get this ghost. I don't think anyone had died yet, but we just couldn't. We couldn't get it. And so Cameron's like, I'm gonna. He's like trying to antagonize it, and he's like by himself in the kitchen where the camera's set up. I see him like. it start flashing, and I get like the walkie-talkie. I'm like, hey, it's in the room with you. It's in the room with you. And you see him go to run one way, and it starts walking, and he goes, like, it starts like glitching out, and he took off and ran the other way. Like,
I just want to be, like, on the other side of the island from the ghost and, like, come on!
that's what he was doing. He was just like, it was like trying to like get to it.
Come at me! And he fucking just bolts the other way.
Nothing like, honestly, man. Like, that game is like it does legit get scary. Like, and you can't
yeah.
like you're like, oh, it's a video game, but no, it's scary.
I get into it, and I make
same.
myself get into it. Like, I
Yeah.
turn off all the lights. It's just nothing but the fucking game. And then,
Yeah.
dude, the moment you walk into the house, it's just this, like, wall of, like, sound.
Oh
It's
yeah, like the
It's just
like,
low drone.
Yeah, and it hits, man. It hits.
Especially the asylum.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in that game is like 10 out of 10.
we do need to like stream them more because it is really fun.
Oh, yeah. Jake and I
really
have,
should.
like, a shitload of time streamed
About
on
50
it.
hours.
That's good.
Oh, dude, when I went in the YouTube to like put new episodes of the Let's Plays up, I'm just like, what? There's like a million fucking Phasmophobia videos that are like uploaded, but not like
Alive yet?
published.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's more coming. I have like 20 other
Yeah, I
hours
believe
to
you.
edit.
Yeah, and we should start doing the GeForce thing so we can all get our own
I
angles.
have the GeForce.
And then I know that's a hell of a lot more work to edit, but we want to get those
I also
best
totally
moments.
forgot to check and see if I could record my VR shit last night. But
You
yeah,
probably can. But
I'm
dude,
sure I can.
yeah,
If it just captures the game from the window, like if it knows I'm playing in VR, then it should work just fine. But even still.
Yeah, it should be good. But damn, dude, there's a lot of variety with the gameplay. Surprisingly, a decent amount considering how limited the game actually is. It's weird. It like hides its limitations with the amount of like different rooms it could be in and the amount of different types of evidence.
But that's
you
what
can
gives
find.
it such big variety.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of keeping everything a mystery. So
Yeah.
it's like playing fucking Clue. Clue is repetitive, but it's it's the same game every time. But because of who it could be and what they could have killed him with, it's
And where, yeah,
that's why
it's
it's got
different.
replayability.
Yeah. But it is cool when you're able to figure out some tricks here and there to figuring what type of ghost it is, depending on where they are, where their home base basically is. Because if you figure out what room it is, this happened to us a couple times, is You figure out what room it is, and you lay down salt in front of the door, but all of a sudden the EMF reader goes off, and they don't go through the salt. Not too many other ghosts can levitate past the salt. You can figure out automatically, oh, it's a djinn.
Yeah.
And you can get out of there.
There's a lot of deductive reasoning that happens when you don't get all the clues and when you know you're going to fucking die if you go back in there. So you're like, all right.
Or if like the ghost doesn't leave footsteps, because that's one of them too.
Yeah.
I think it's a phantom or something.
So let's
Two clues that can only apply to one thing. When you get ghost orbs and fingerprints, it automatically becomes poltergeist. You don't even need the third clue.
Yeah. There's stuff like that. We had one like that last night. There's a lot of times where that'll happen, or like we'll just make our best guess because we don't want to fucking die and lose all our shit. Now it doesn't matter because Jake and I have like $5,000 plus in the bank, and
Jesus.
we can die.
Well, and
whenever
even if
we
you
want.
I don't have
like,
any money
you
in
can
the
always
bank,
run
I've just bought
easier
12 of
jobs
every
on like
item
smaller
now.
maps until you have enough money to buy more
That's
supplies.
pretty good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess
There's
that
more items we haven't talked over, right?
Yeah.
There's the motion sensor, sound detector,
Yeah.
the infrared
Parabolic microphone. There's all these little
tripod.
tools.
So you don't have to
yeah,
really
so the
place
actual
the
camera, yeah.
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 The headlight is one of my favorite ones because you can carry more stuff. Because you can just have like the.
The head camera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
So I guess we've kind of gushed about this game, but so what would you give gameplay then?
You're gonna make me go first.
Well, yeah. This is your review.
Fuck. I'm gonna give. Damn, dude. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
It's got some glitches. It's one of those games where it's not perfect and the gameplay is sloppy at times, and there are problems with like the coding and the ghosts sometimes, and things will glitch.
But it's not
around.
even finished yet, technically.
But yeah, it's not finished, and it's really, really fucking fun.
And so, I would agree with you on a 9 as well, maybe an 8, but only because again, like some tools don't work the way they should.
Yeah.
And so same. But what would you give it, Jake?
9.5. The only problem that I'm seeing is the fucking spirit box.
We don't do 0.5s here on Nude Clan.
We
Yeah, what are we, Kotaku? Faggots.
Or any other review site.
1 to a 10.
Yeah, it's a 9 then.
9 then.
What about you? So you're gonna go with 9, Zach, or 8?
Yeah, I'll go with a 9 as well. A4, what would you give it?
I'm going to echo 9. It's great for as simple as it is. It's an extremely good format for a game like this. I'm surprised something like this hasn't been made sooner.
I know.
Yeah, agreed.
And like all the games, there were games like Prey that was kind of similar, and then that it's like when we played fuck, what was that game called? The one where we had the killer and then we were in the woods and stuff, and we would,
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, when we played Dead by Daylight, the itch that it didn't quite scratch, this thing scratches the shit out of. Like, this is the perfect game that Dead by Daylight could have been, but wasn't for us. It is really good. Damn. What would you give the gameplay, Joe?
I've only played this a handful of times. I find the control, like the default control scheme, to be awful. Like it's trying to make you be an arthritic patient.
Cerebral palsy.
Joe's just not used to WASD, guys.
Those,
Get it out of
the palsy palm.
Yeah, I don't love it, and like the game, the learning curve of the game is really intense. It would be very difficult to play this game if someone else didn't know it already, and we were playing along on a chat.
Especially casually.
So you don't like
That's-
difficult.
Yeah,
That's
so,
fair.
So with that, I'm not that big of a fan of that. So but I did have fun. Like once you get the hang of the game and you understand it, it's just like a weird, creepy game of Clue. It's a first-person game of Clue with ghosts. Once you kind of get a hang of everything, well, then I haven't finished the game, so this isn't an official score, but I'd give the gameplay like a 7. It's a good time.
Fair.
I could see
Good
how
thing
for
Joe
a
doesn't
couple-
count on this review.
I can see a couple aspects of someone bumping in for the first time, not realizing like thermometer gauge, you could actually just point at the walls, and it's not the room that you're in.
Yeah, that's
Kind
where
of
you're
an
pointing.
aspect. And
Yeah.
when I first started, I was like accidentally throwing shit on the ground, and it's actually learning how to place the cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little
that's fair.
bit. And then
the use of your computer microphone is ingenious.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Gameplay
100%.
Yeah.
And so, like, the listeners, like, if you haven't played this and you want to, you have to do localized the voice chat. You can't do Discord.
Hey, get out of that Discord
You,
shit.
you can't. Like, we have people we've played with that wanted to do the Discord because it makes it better. It was what they said, but it doesn't. It totally takes away a huge aspect of the game, and it makes it bad.
Yeah.
You
It's better for
have
him
to.
because he was too scared. But
Exactly, but like,
Yeah,
so
if you want to be a little bitch,
no, but I mean the fact
use
that like
Discord.
not only when you're using localized chat, not only does your like normal talking when you have the V key held down, like it's environmental. So like if you're far away, they'll kind of hear you, but you probably it's like muffled.
that,
and,
that's a good point.
oh, yeah,
actually.
if you
when
have
you all of
a-
a sudden are on like the intercom, and then that person just dies, and then like you can't talk to your teammates after that. It's fucking. It adds a different layer to the game that's really, really interesting.
Yeah, and plus when you start dying, you can get one last little word in.
Which is honestly my favorite thing because I've heard you twice sit there like my favorite. I've never. I thought I was gonna die because how hard I was laughing, but you're sitting there and I hear this. Oh God damn it! Not again! And you were just gone.
Yeah, I
A
think
couple
that
of
was
Billy badass people going in and be like, EMF level 5, and then they die.
yeah. You fucking like got the gun to your own head.
Yep. I gotta let them know this clue because even when you're in the spirit realm, you can actually still provide your guess and still get the points for it.
Yeah.
you can still go into your journal.
we've talked to each other about that.
yeah, and you could still end up deducing.
Well, that's the
what
thing
kind
too,
of
is because
ghost it is.
when I've been alive in like A4 or like someone's been dead, it's been like getting on the microphone and being like, because you can still hear each other. You can hear them if you're on the
Yeah.
walkie-talkie, and it's like, hey, this is what we think the ghost is. This is what we have. Put it in your book.
You got 10 seconds.
Yeah, you wait a second, and then hopefully they did it.
Yeah, it's the mic is so cool, and the ghost will hear you. So like, you'll have your mic on, and it'll start hunting, and it'll hear you.
Yeah, do not fart while you play this game.
Do not have like nephews and nieces waking
Yeah.
up in the middle of the night. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
Do not have past hosts of this show in Discord screaming so loud at you that it bleeds through your headphones into your mic and causes the ghost to kill you.
Yeah, fucking Craig, dude, that was the worst. He's just like, oh man, dude, I can't believe I survived that, and I just hear it like getting closer and closer, and I'm like, it's like, are you alive, dude? Did you get out? And I'm like, and then he like wraps his hands around me, like, fuck, Craig, God, shut up. It's the last time I played with the fucking external mic and not the headset because he
See,
fucking killed me.
And like, this isn't the first game to use that. I mean, like, it would scare. I know it scared me, but I want to play Alien Isolation.
yeah, there's other
because that
games
one
use
you
it.
have to. Yeah, you can't talk or it'll find you.
and what's that horror movie game?
That narrows it down.
It's got Until Dawn. That kind of uses some stuff like
Oh,
it with the
yeah.
controller where you're
Yeah.
holding it. It's similar.
I'm so pissed off. I was okay.
Well, God forbid you have an editor
I was
rig,
playing
you
that
just want to play a
fucking game.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much at the end. I found out like after because I beat it. I was so close to getting Hayden Panettiere out of there. I was so close.
Until Dawn.
But I
Okay.
had my controller like sitting there, and my dog jumped up on me and like hit his head up because he wanted pets. And I hit my controller up, and she fucking got decapitated. I was like, God fucking damn it!
He wanted what?
He wanted to get pet. He wanted his like heads.
He wanted
head
to be
scritches.
pet.
He wanted to get his pets.
To be
You
pet.
are now pet.
He wanted
his
pet.
He wanted his
He
pets.
wanted pets.
He wanted pets.
Wanted pets is a thing people say.
Yeah.
You wanted pets.
Yeah, I see wanted pet signs
Not
all
third
around.
person. In past tense, no one says he wanted
Look,
pets.
just because we have animals that we love and you don't
Yeah.
doesn't mean that like we're
Fuck you,
weird
man.
for having
Some
emotions.
some have animals they don't love.
Is that why the cat's not in here?
Yeah, I like you twice winked in the camera at me, even though he didn't wink.
That looks at the camera.
Yeah. Fuck that's the gameplay though. And VR, VR is probably like a whole new world. Like I'm so
It's pretty
excited.
great.
It would have
The
to
only
be.
complaint I have about the VR so far, besides the weird stick problem when you're moving with
Your weird
moving
stick
the
problem?
controller,
Bleacher
and like
can
it,
fix that.
it like realigns where north is on the analog stick, is the Valve Index controllers. At least they have like a grip. They have like a button built into the grip of the controller itself. So like, if you want to pick something up in Phas, you have to like grip the controller grip tightly to pick it up, but it doesn't count like letting it go when you let go of it. I guess because it would be exhausting to like constantly hold that button down with your hand. That might be a toggle in the options for that. But to, like, if I wanted to throw something, I basically have to like move my hand and then like hit the button again to throw it.
But is it scarier? Is the real question.
Oh yeah, for fucking sure.
Okay.
It's way more immersive.
I think
like
this
as immersive as this game already is, playing it in VR is like a whole new fucking level. It's great.
I feel like this means we need to all try to find like VRs to do this for like Halloween, like during like October.
That'd be cool.
If you've
Yeah.
got
like,
$1,000 to spare, then yeah. I mean,
Sure. But I mean, like, I think it'd be, or if we could find one to borrow, I think it'd be fun to do like a Halloween thing, like, oh, it's October, so we're gonna play these horror games together.
Yeah. Or we have one, so we have to go in solo. You're playing by yourself.
Fucking terrifying.
I mean,
We
there
only have
are
one
maps
VR
that are
headset.
good for two people. If you guys would share one, then you could do that with me.
That's true, yeah.
I don't
So
want to share
that's an
with
option,
you.
I
I know
guess.
where you've been.
And I'm pretty sure like the Oculus would work with that. But the only reason I didn't get an Oculus is because it's tied to your Facebook account, and if you get banned off Facebook, you lose all your purchases. So,
Well,
fuck
some
that
of us,
shit.
some of us aren't in danger of that.
Are you serious? That happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, seriously,
Yeah, it's
you can look it up.
Wow, that's fucking ridiculous.
yeah, you literally
Which sucks
have
too
to have
because
a
it's one of the
Facebook
cheaper
account
VR
just
headsets.
to
So
have it work.
I probably would have got an Oculus if it wasn't for that.
I
Damn.
bet John Carmack doesn't actually like that aspect.
Wait, does he work on Oculus now?
Oculus is his company, yeah.
Wow. I wonder how he feels about the graphics and designs of this game.
Yeah, the guys who put out Doom, the guys who put out Doom for free and put out the Doom engine, they're like, make sure everybody can have this who wants it. And then
Well,
they're stuck
that's more of a
up.
Facebook thing than a John Carmack thing, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
But he let
If
Facebook
Palmer
do it
Lucky
to
was
him.
still
Yeah,
in charge of
stuck.
Oculus, that wouldn't be flying, but whatever.
We should have Elon Musk in charge of everything. How about that? Then he just
That could
gets
work.
high. In
Oh,
board
that was another
meetings.
thing I forgot to mention about Subverse too. They have the fucking car with the with a skeleton in it as one of the things you can find out in space.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Graphic and design. Schweiss, how do you feel about?
So the game looks pretty basic. I think honestly it's made to look like a VR game because VR games right now they don't really have the big graphical power that normal AAA titles have.
Right. It makes it easier to jump back and forth.
Yeah, this is an indie title, so it's not going to look as good.
Honestly, it might just be a lot of like generic Unity assets.
Yeah. It looks
Yeah.
like
I'm
it.
pretty sure the game runs in Unity, so
Yeah, it doesn't look it's not like crazy good looking. I don't think it looks bad either. There are numerous graphical glitches. You can like walk through stuff. Your dead body can fall through the building and like get stuck in the floor in the
Like, you
ceiling.
could see through someone
People's-
else's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
You're
true.
like,
well,
right
that was
next to
I was
him, and
playing in
it's-
VR when that happened. I just knelt my fucking head forward and could see everyone's fucking tongue. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot more scary than any of the ghosts.
Oh, seeing people when someone dies and they're like their feet are dangling through the second floor down, and you just see them like stuck from the
Yeah.
floor. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, didn't that happen to me last night? Like, I saw my corpse like half sticking out of the floor of the
Yes,
second floor of the school.
It did happen to you. I think
Some of the character models, you want to punch them in the face.
yeah.
They look pretty bad.
Yeah, they're kind of annoying. I always play as the black dude, the super skinny black dude with like a tiny head. It's so weird. Like
Is
when
that
you,
why you die first every time?
I don't anymore though. I've been immune. I
Yeah.
don't die.
So you're
I haven't-
Samuel L. Jackson.
I think so.
It's been me. Ghosts have been wanting to
Jake's
go after
been-
the white Karen.
Jake's been getting fucked. It's weird though because when you choose your character selection, you can like see a little picture of him, and like everyone has like normal head, and then the guy I play is like 1/3 sized head. It is so fucking
Oh.
weird.
Are we going to go off scale here? Oh, good lord.
Yeah, the
Okay.
scale in the game is fucking nuts too. It's part of the design.
Yeah, there are like handcuffs that are made for like the Hulk that are sitting on like a police desk. The size of the computers that are in people's rooms are like towers.
Yeah, dude, it's like
it'd be like 3 supercomputers. That would be in a
Again, I think it's a
university
lot
hall.
of. They might have just gotten a lot of like Unity assets, whether off of like the asset store or just from Unity itself, and just kind of put them in and maybe didn't size them correctly.
yeah.
It definitely feels like one of those games, not in a bad way per se.
And again, it
works.
It's meant to be played in VR, so like that kind of stuff
looks
doesn't really
better
matter.
that way.
Yeah, in VR, you don't really notice that as much because the way VR
Yeah, because
plays,
you're so
is-
immersed anyway that like
yeah.
as long as the model of like the school looks halfway decent, then it tricks you anyway.
Yeah, the ghosts are pretty creepy. There's some really freaky fucking ghosts. Like there's
Oh, the ones that fucking crawl on all fours.
Yeah, those are cool.
the little girl that killed me in the fucking
God damn, dude.
garage the one time. A4's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
he shoots on the floor, and then I died. There's that one. There's one that's like a fucking. It's like its face is like an exit wound, and it just has like teeth. I think is what it is. Yeah, that one's freaky.
I haven't seen
I
that
called
one.
it a
yet.
fetus. Yeah.
Yeah,
I called it a.
it's like
fetus.
it's all like
It's the
smooth
UB
skin.
fetus from Parasite Eve.
It kind of does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary.
There's one with
Meat hooks.
meat hook
Oh yeah, I've
hands.
seen meat hooks. There's some old Karen bitch in there.
Yeah. There's some normal looking ones. There's like little kids and shit in there too.
Oh yeah, man.
Those ones are
Oh, we'll
creepy.
go- it'll be sound and design when I go to that one, so I'll save that for a second.
Yeah, I think the design of the ghosts is pretty good. I like the way they look. They're
Yeah, they look
they're
great.
creepy enough.
Yeah.
And the changes they've made recently definitely make the game scarier and more difficult. They've added like professional mode is a lot more intense than it was like
That's
3
good.
New
weeks ago.
objectives.
That's good.
So
New objectives. There's like new YOLO objectives is what I call them.
YOLO.
Like there's
Yep.
one where it's like you have to smudge stick the ghost while it's chasing somebody, and it's like that's fucking crazy. And I did it once, and it killed Holger, and I was smudging the Christ out of it, and it didn't work. It just wanted.
I think I figured out you kind of got to throw it at them and then run away. So
It's
that
just
the
quiet,
smudge
and he's
has
getting
long
chased,
enough
you just
to
hear
work
Schweiss going-
before they actually grab you. Since that failed on us last night.
Throw on the smudge stick.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna smudge the Christ out of you.
yeah.
You just stick the smudge stick on the end of the crucifix and just lob it like a fucking Molotov.
Yeah.
Church
Yeah.
Oh,
in
speaking of which,
session.
with the crucifix, you literally have to be like standing next to it. You can't be like, oh, look, it's somewhere within like 5 or 10 feet of me, and so
Yeah.
the room is clear. No, you literally, your feet have to be like on the crucifix. all
And
the
sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Also, there was one time where a big fat bastard was rolling into the room with a metal pipe in his hand, and I chucked the crucifix at the ground, and he just disappeared. That's the only time it's actually worked for me. Other than that, it like gets you killed.
There is a special kind of terror when you like see that thing start like popping up when you're like in the middle of setting things down
Yeah.
to catch it and you're not ready for it. You're not paying attention
Yeah.
because everyone's trying to do their job and it just like comes in and everything that's flashing. You're just like that. Your stomach drops.
Yeah. Dude.
Or you've played it enough that you're just like, damn it, I didn't bring the fucking photo camera.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the word. Yeah, when you're thinking about like
I'm like,
instruments you didn't bring, you're
she's
like,
right there,
shit.
and I can't get the photo. Yeah.
Well, for the graphics and design too, it's neat that like the pictures you take with the photo camera end up back at your base. when
Yeah.
you're done.
On the wall.
And sometimes you can
all
get some
framed
really
up.
creepy
Yeah.
looking photos.
Oh yeah, there's some good ones. And then you get points. We forgot about this. You get like extra money for photos and shit too. And then for the bone, you find the bone. There's always a fucking like arm bone in the fucking house.
It's not even an arm
Somewhere.
bone; it's like a chicken bone.
Yeah, killed the animals are
Yeah,
dead.
one of the newer patch updates, they actually, instead of just getting regular, clarification on whatever photo you took, and be like, oh, look, it's fingerprints or it's the bone or stuff like that. There's now a ranking system based on how well that photo was taken from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's like
0 to
3
3
stars.
I don't
Yeah.
want to get
Journal.
judged on this shit.
Oh, dude, there was one round that Jake and I did where we had like no clues, and he accidentally took a photo of like the staircase. And then I was down there looking through the journal, and I was like, fuck, I don't know what this is. And then I scrolled past the photos section, and apparently the ghost had touched the banister because we got credit for a fingerprint photo.
Yeah.
And that he accidentally took of the fucking banister, and so we got one of the clues.
You're like, yeah, fuck you.
It's so random, but yeah.
That's great. That's funny.
Um,
Yeah.
the handprints are really weird too, because like the ghost will leave behind a handprint, and the cum light will show you like a little smudge on like the light switch or like their handprint or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
know.
let's just say
Windows,
every single
door,
one of
yeah.
these houses is immaculately clean.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they're like perfect. It's like a
Because
model
the only
home.
You're
the
not
only
wrong.
fingerprints or handprints around the whole house of people living in it is just the ghost.
I don't know. There's like axes through broken glass. I don't know
Yeah.
how you call that immaculately clean.
And sometimes the ghosts
meant
throw
for the cum
It's
everything.
light.
called cottage core, Joe.
Also, why would you want to have all these fucking rando fingerprints in the house, except for the one room where the ghost
That would
is
suck,
actually?
yeah.
Make the game 10 times harder.
The game does well. You will find fingerprints in the room that the ghost isn't in, though. That's what makes it tough.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they'll walk around in
Yeah.
the other
yeah.
rooms.
If you have like doors opening elsewhere, you'll be able to find their fingerprints.
If it's a fingerprint like objective, it can be anywhere in the house.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
I gotta say, I clean my apartment every day when I wake up, and it's ready for some Phas in here.
Yeah.
If that's the case. Like if that's unusual behavior. So, what would you give the art and graphics, Schweiss?
I'm probably going to give graphics and design on this one. I'll probably give it a 7. It's not anything crazy. It's all kind of mostly basic. I like the way they made the ghosts. The Ouija board is really creepy. That you can use as well. The way it lights up is like, it's pretty cool. Like in the dark rooms.
If you one of the things, if you use the board, your sanity goes down.
Yeah, it can go down to 0 like really fast.
Yeah,
And you can ask the ghost like where it's at, and it'll tell you what room it's in on the board. It's fucked up, but it's the graphics work to the game's benefit. It works well with the gameplay. I think it's not the best looking game ever. I do like the way the ghosts look, and I like the graphics in such a way that they're like intertwined with the gameplay. But it is kind of basic, like A4 was saying before. It's a lot of like, it seems like a lot of just base tools and base objects. But that's not really what the game is about at all, so it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's intricate enough. To be able to-
and that's why
it's window dressing, as it were.
Yeah, that's why I'm not trashing it too much. But that's probably what I'd give.
Yeah,
it.
we don't need those 4K flowers on the vase to show up just so it blocks the ghost orbs. It'd be fucking jarring.
It would be amazing if this game did have like those like PS5 level graphics, but I'm not complaining. As for what it is right now, it totally is serviceable.
So what would you give it then?
I'd probably give it a 7 for graphics. It works fine.
All right.
7 as well.
Yeah, I would say 7 as well. And clearly for everything you said, like the ghosts definitely are the rad. And to me, that's really the only thing that matters.
Yeah. What about Jake and Joe?
Jake said 7.
Yeah.
For my second opinion score, it'd be a 6. I don't think it looks very good, but it's fine. It's functional, but yeah, like the scale's a little weird in some spots, and I don't know. There's a lot of room for growth there that could make the game a little creepier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's for sure. Sound and music.
Okay, real quick. I was going to talk about one of the things they just added in that fucking game is children laughing.
Yeah.
What
It's
the
been in there for a
fuck,
while, yeah.
bro?
Oh, yeah.
What the absolute... I didn't know that was something in the game, and I heard it, and I was looking around, and I was like, there's no kids in this house. I am by myself.
Hey, you're not alone. When Schweiss heard the kid, he was freaking the fuck out.
It's
too.
scary as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I hate that. And things I hate porcelain dolls.
One of us.
I hate porcelain dolls. Can't stand them. And like the children laughing or whatever, that in horror movies, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Those two things are what like.
The first time I was doing the ghost box, I did the ghost box, and then I heard like the little girl in the hallway start like singing and like humming, and I was like, nah, I'm out of here.
Fuck this game.
Laughed, yeah.
Was that the one where it was all of us playing where like we'd all stop for a second and we're like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was terrifying.
And it's funny because we guessed ghost box, even though that wasn't, and it was right. But she just
that was the one that
didn't
A4 took it from Craig.
I think it was.
That
yeah.
was that one because we were like, yeah, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
God, dude.
It's creepy.
The sounds like not the music, but like the ambient sounds, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
when
should
it
be just
goes
the
in
sound category
and
no
it
music.
just, I'm gonna give sound.
There's music if you have the house with the pianos. Occasionally, the piano
Oh
will play a
yeah,
little
that's
bit.
true.
Sing
I-
us
It's
a
the song
song.
piano.
I'm
man.
gonna just go up to it. I'm gonna give it a 10. Sound of music
10.
for me is a 10, 100%. That is really like I could play a game that was like quietish with those like same graphics and not be afraid and not do it. But the sound is what makes it.
Yeah.
It pulls everything together in this beautiful crescendo of piss your pants.
Yeah.
It's great.
All the things that Resident Evil 2 remake and
Yeah.
Last of Us 2, as far as their soundscape go, this game has it. It's not as like impressive and like as like big dicked as complex as those, but it works just as hard and harder. Actually, I would say, because
Yeah.
the contrast is so heavy from like you just walking around in this like this fucking low
Yeah.
sound in the house, and then just something freaks out. Yeah, someone
Yeah.
breathes.
Yeah, this
comedy-
ominous low drone as soon as you enter the house. It's like It's like you walked into another fucking dimension.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's perfect, dude. I give
really
it a
is.
10 too.
The combination that you have, because in order to get the ghost box to actually work, you had to be in the room most times alone with the lights turned off, and you have the ghost box, which is doing the radio static. You have really no idea 9 times out of 10
What the
what
fuck's
else
happening,
is going on. So you're just kind of like, oh no, you know.
And it's building, yeah. And then if it responds in the ghost box, then you got to get out. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah,
fuck.
when you're
Because you've
Hey, are you
spent
there? And it's just,
40
like,
sanity
behind.
in
It's
there
like,
just trying
I'm
to get it to
leaving.
read it. And you're like, oh, okay, it's entering haunting mode. Let's bounce.
So, so one of the things we didn't mention with gameplay, so I'm going to kind of jump back and forth, that I just remembered, the ghost can lock you in the house. Like I've had things where it was me, Cameron, and Craig. A4 died, and we were running to the door because we're like everything started flashing again. Craig gets out first because obviously, and so we're running, and Cameron gets to the door, and it just goes, bah, and just blows. And he goes, "Oh my god, I can't open it!" He's like, "Craig, you bastard, open the door!" And Craig's sitting there, and he's like, "Dude, I can't open it!" Dude. And so then he runs, and so I'm like, "Fuck!" So I run. I'm hiding in a corner, and like we're sitting there, and we just don't hear anything, and I'm like. Everything, like, get my flashlight turned on, it's like normal, and I get on my walkie-talkie, and I'm like, Cameron, that was close. And then nothing. And I was like, Cameron, this isn't funny. I was like, we're good. And I turn and walk around, and his body's just sprawled out in front of the door, and I was like, oh, God! But yeah, like, dude, them closing the door is fucking terrifying, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because it's so dumb, but you just see it go, doosh, and slam, and you hear it go,
To bring the
lock.
Clue comparison back, it's like at the scene in the movie where they're just like, let us in, and they're like, let us out.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, dude. There's so many
that's
times.
a good way you could fuck with someone who's a new player.
Yeah.
Every time you go back out to the van, you shut the door behind you.
I did that to Jake a couple times.
I always close
It's
the
really
doors.
cruel, though. It's cruel because it's like when the door slams, you know he's fucking coming for you.
yeah.
There was also
you
that
should
one game
deduce enough
we were playing.
of playing it that none of the lights flickered and that you're fine. But
Yeah.
that's why you mess with the newbies like that, not the more advanced
So
players.
scary. It's so
There was that
weird.
one time we were playing too, where me and Schweiss were playing with, I forget who we were playing with, but me and Schweiss are the focal point here, where like the ghost was like directly in the opening hallway of the house. And so we were just trying to like very gingerly like step in as little as possible. Be like, hey,
was there
ghost, you got a
too.
small ass
Yep.
dick, and then step out so we didn't get locked in because we needed a picture of the ghost.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Jake and I have done that, and then there was one time where he got pulled in, and like we were both like in the doorway, but it like shut, and he got pulled in, and he died.
Oh, that's terrifyingly awesome.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, and we were right next to each other. He was just like a teeny bit closer to it, and so it just sucked his ass right in and killed him.
You poor man.
Yeah, dude. When Joe and I first started playing, like every time the ghost would start hunting, Joe would just be like, "What's happening? What are we supposed to do right now?" And then I'm like, "Joe, go quiet, can't talk." And then he'd just get fucking strangled. It's like, man, it's like the worst game for Joe. It's like you can't talk when the ghost is here.
Well,
Yeah, just be
sometimes
quiet.
I don't
Hey,
know.
I'm
if
not talking your ear off right now.
I don't know.
Well,
if
there's
it
not a
ties-
ghost hunting right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if it ties into the like type of ghost or the type of map or anything, but sometimes the way that the body is disfigured and killed can be different. Because there was one time we saw that it looked like Joe's neck had been twisted on the character.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? I thought
Yeah.
I was going to say it might just be like ragdoll physics glitching out, but
It could be that too, but it was pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, I think there's little things like that they could add.
You know what a cool mode would be, I think, talking about that, is have it like amp up a few more players. But like everything, like once you're in the house, everything's locked and it's like a massive like
I've seen YouTube videos like that. They had like they modded it to where there was like 60 ghosts and 60 people in
Holy
a small
fuck.
room house.
dude, that'd be sweet. Like they'd be funny because like if you do it with like the hide and seek kind of thing,
Yeah,
it's like you don't leave unless you're dead. Like you die. That way no one can leave unless you're all
60
trying to
people
work
enter, one leaves.
It would be funny.
yeah
Yeah, that'd be really cool. It'd be a cool
survival
mod.
mode. True
Yeah,
survival
yeah,
mode.
true survival. That'd be rad.
What would you give The Sound of Music, Joe?
I think that it's almost perfect as far as just an amazing immersive experience that I think is spearheaded by the sound, like Zach said earlier. However, I think the talking, like the team speak in the game when you're in the room and it's supposed to be like some of the 3D stereoscopic effects don't really work that well. When it comes to chatting with other players, so I would just give it a slight 9 on that one. I think it's ingenious though. Otherwise,
Is it because it's kind of hard to hear when someone else is in a walkie-talkie in the house and you're still out in the van?
No, it's not the walkie-talkie, although that would be greatly improved because it is a walkie-talkie. It should be able to make it through to the van to the inside of the house. But also,
distorted.
like, it's unless you're in the exact same room together, and that's not even real life. Like, let's try to make that a little bit more realistic. I think the level volume level control on that.
Yeah, that's fair. The final category for our review.
I'm giving sound and music a 10, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, A4.
No, it's fine. Literally everything else that everyone said. It's immersive. It completely carries this fucking game. It is so good.
Yeah, it's weird how many games where the horror games. This is like the thing that makes it scary. Honestly, is the sound.
Because you can make a scary monster. You can make gameplay elements that allow it to be scary, but like at the end of the fucking day, the sound design is something that you can't see, so your imagination kind of fills in the blanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in this fucking game.
And you can hear stuff all around the house. Like you'll hear the floors creaking. It's all the classic hallmarks of Dead Space and Doom 3 and all those earlier horror
if you
games.
just hear a weird sound in real life that doesn't fit, especially if everything is just silent otherwise, it's fucking terrifying. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens. And you'll hear like shit moving around in other rooms and stuff like that, and that'll kind of help you find them. But it also freaks you out a lot.
Yeah.
It's stuff like this that hopefully I could play in VR one day that I'm looking forward to in the future, especially when it comes to survival horror games, is the VR aspect. If we keep improving on this, oh man.
Well, because 7's fun. Like, it's terrifying, but it's fun in VR. And
Yeah.
imagine them going even further than that.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Final category, replayability.
I'm going to give it a 10, dude. We played this game so many fucking times.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even need
50
to.
hours? Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Weak.
What are you at, like 55?
I'm probably almost.
51, dude.
I'm at like 70 probably at this point.
True, because you did. Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. Like, no matter how much of it I play. And I even told Jake this like a couple weeks ago. I was like, I feel like I'm good. I've got enough Phas. And then like 23 hours later in the game, I'm still fucking rolling through. But I've got 73 hours in Phasmophobia, so
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
I've been playing the fuck out of this thing, and I'm not tired of it yet. I'm really not.
Oh, yeah, because all those improvements with the latest patch, we're
Right.
just like, all right, hell yeah, and then we go for 12 more hours.
Well, what's great about that, especially you saying that, is it's not done yet. There's still so much more life they can put into this game, and I guarantee they will because of the reception.
Oh, yeah.
So it's only just going to get better.
Yeah, they're just going to keep
They
adding.
already announced on their webpage there's like 2 new locations coming.
I did see that. I saw that. That's rad.
Yeah, dude, get like 6 or 7 new maps and like 3 or 4 new ghost types, and this is like a game that you can play
especially
forever.
with professional mode.
Yeah,
Dude.
and then
Yeah.
tinker with the elements of professional mode too to make it harder and to make it more like niche. And this
More
is a
niche
game
and
you
hard
can,
is going into the school and the phone rings and you're trying to figure out which fucking
Oh,
room
yeah.
the phone
Fuck
is.
that! Which floor the phone is on?
Not only
Yeah.
that.
It's like here's
Oh,
your hint.
man.
Fuck
That
you.
is one of the biggest. Yeah, that one's pretty big.
That one's
That one's-
huge, yeah. And the power box is fucking almost always upstairs, like forever away. But yeah, they add a few more things, and this game is like way fucking good. And I could play it for hundreds of hours, and I already play it for way too much, which the other show can.
What's the
attest
developer
to.
on this game?
The name of
Kinetic Games?
the developers, yeah, I think that's what it was. It's Kinetic Games.
Well, like Kinetic Games, if you ever listen to this review, you did a damn good job.
Yeah,
You made a great game.
you really did, and
You hit it out of the
done.
park. Yeah, continue to make the game. But what you've made
Oh, they are. Don't worry.
is very fun.
I'm
79 out of
giving
100.
replayability a 10 as well. I haven't even played this game nearly as much as you guys have, or twice at least, but like I've put 14 and a half hours into this according to my Steam account,
What does mine
which
say?
is
Can you check mine
more
on
than I
Steam?
put into like most
Oh, no,
games.
I can check mine on Steam. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, on my Steam, it's like there's the big ass ones, like fucking Age of Empires 2, Civ 5, and then it's Phas right after that.
Yeah.
And I've got like
And,
20 others that I played.
I think my eyes
As for the
just
VR
passed.
thing as
So
well,
too much
apparently this
PC
did
gaming.
win VR Game of the Year on the Steam Awards.
It did, yeah. It certainly did.
Didn't it win
And
something in the game
now that
awards
I've
as well?
experienced that, I can attest that, yeah. Which it might have even been up against Half-Life Alyx, which is like,
What?
it's supposed to be like the big VR game for the Valve Index.
Yeah.
So
Well, Schweiss, there was that little detail where at the beginning of this episode you talked about this being not a real game. Do you want to delve into that for a second for the audience?
Yeah, so I refer to these games as fake games because they're not done being released. And honestly, I like games. The only games that I become obsessed with, it seems like, are games that are either fake now or were once fake. And basically, it just means early access. So, like Conan Exiles was an early access game for a while, and then they released it. Rust was an early access. They released it. Phaz is currently early access. They'll eventually finish it. But yeah, that's what I mean by...
And that's why we called in the last episode Subverse not a real game either.
Yeah.
Because it's early
It's
access.
just not done.
Early access is
But I don't know, man. I kind of like the early access model for some things. Like for this game, I think it works really well. And it's also only like $13.
Yeah.
It's
the entry
great.
point is very
yeah,
low.
it's worth the 13 easily.
Oh, yeah.
I would also like to clarify: it did not win VR Game of the Year in the Steam Awards. That was Half-Life Alyx, but it did win like
Wow.
Indie
Self-serving
Game of the Year or
pricks.
something at the
News.
Game Awards.
They fucking gave their own game the fucking VR Game of the Year. Wow.
To be fair, I have heard Half-Life Alyx is fucking incredible.
As
Yeah.
like
I haven't played it
Alex.
yet, but
Ass Life Alex. It's a pretty good game.
ass life out.
Fuck. What are you giving replayability, Joe?
Mr. de Gaulier.
I just checked my Steam account and I didn't realize how much of this game I played. I played 10 hours.
there you go.
There you go. 10 out of 10 for 10 hours.
You've only played 10 hours?
Yeah,
we
mere
gotta
10
change-
hours.
We got to change that. That's
It's like
nuts.
three huge chunks.
We got to get that up into the.
And
We
I
got to add
was-
another zero to that bad bitch.
I had edibles for the first time. Or for the second time, I had edibles on this thing. And
Is
then I had to get
Joseph
rid of my
Bishop
edibles.
listening to this?
So, I definitely, it was a new experience for me. Had a
Yeah.
good time. I got the giggles the first day. That was for damn sure. I don't remember what was so funny in the game or what Schweiss said, but yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, for sure. And that's going to be a wrap on the review. Let's go over the scores again. For gameplay, A4 gave it a 9, Zach gave it a 9, I gave it a 9, Jake gave it a 9, Joe gave it a 7. Graphics and design, 7s across the board, except for Joe, who gave it a 6. Sound and music, everyone but Joe gave it a 10, and Joe gave it a 9. Replayability, 10s across the board. A 36 out of 40 from A4, a 36 out of 40 from Zach, a 36 out of 40 from me, a 36 out of 40 from Jake, and a 32 out of 40 for Joe.
We're gonna bring down the average, bro.
The official,
My score doesn't count.
yeah, it's
If
just
you
a
don't
second.
beat the game, it doesn't count.
It's a second opinion. The official Nude Clan score is 90 out of 100. Adding Joe
That's pretty high.
would bring it down to about 88. So yeah, this is a good game. It's a lot of fun, and I hope, man, when I look at its Metacritic, when I look at the Metacritic online, there's like one submission, which is really sad. And I wish we could get our shit in Metacritic so that we could be part of that. But jukesvideo.com gave it a 16 out of 20, and that's the only score that we have on their wiki page, at least. So that's
Don't underestimate this game. It's great.
that's an 80 out of 100, so we gave it a little higher. But yeah, no, this game is great, and it's the game that keeps on giving. Like,
you guys already knew this game was great by how much it blew up because of streamers and YouTubers and shit last year, but trust me, the hype is real. It's worth it.
yeah, it truly fucking
It's
is.
definitely stayed around in our rotation longer than it did for like when it was just popular around Halloween time last year. So
Right, and I
take
feel
that
like
as you will.
it still stayed a thing too. Whereas like it seems like Fall Guys kind of fell off a little bit
Oh yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Whereas this is keeping its momentum.
Well, its sales were
Because-
higher than Fall Guys and the pre-orders for Cyberpunk when it came out.
oh wow,
Yeah, so it was like killing it. So I'm glad about that. But yeah, that's going to be it for our review. I think you guys should pick it up. I think if you have VR, you should for sure play it
oh yeah.
in VR.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to join us, you can always add us on Steam. You can ask for that in our Discord channel, which you could find tweeted, our pinned tweet on our show's Twitter at Nude Clan Podcast. You can also tweet me at UFF Podcast.
You can tweet me. I don't know why you'd want to. At B Grixis.
All
You
the
see some
OnlyFans
porn.
stuff. That's why. Yep.
I'm sorry you guys don't like women. Fuck you.
You know, you said that same thing
You are
about the
trying to
anime
shame
chick
this
earlier.
poor king for being straight. The crime of being straight.
Yeah,
I will
dude.
not have it. By the way, you can tweet
Skull
me
Hottie
at
tried to like
Stream.
I liked someone's post and he's like went in and he's like, you know, people could see that, and then like it was just funny because
And you're like, yeah, I know.
it's like I know exactly what's
I know.
And I think I replied like, "Local man is straight, mortal Evan."
Yeah, he's like, keep it up, king. It was funny. It was good.
Me at Wandering Flame.
Joe at Joseph DeGolier.
Trying not to use social media that much anymore. You can follow me.
I am
I'll
too.
use it occasionally. Yeah. I honestly like the Discord. The Discord's kind of replaced my Twitter. I could say my bullshit stuff on Discord.
Yeah.
And then they can't come
And-
back and get you when your movies get big.
No, they still
That's
can.
not, I mean, they can. They can enter the Discord.
It'll be a lot
if they
easier to
want.
purge the Discord than it will be Twitter.
Probably.
A delete button for the Discord. Save Joe's career.
You could swipe the
Airlock opens.
Yeah.
Yep, you could swipe the Discord thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have plenty of dumb things I've said on record, like recorded audio. It's not even like a hearsay. So,
Yeah.
you know.
He's
What can I
fucked if
say?
he
I'm
wants
never
to.
going to work for Disney.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you'll work for them for a little while. They'll can you for posterity, and,
And
they'll
then
hire
and
you
then
again.
and then DC will pick you up and they'll be like, yeah, they'll pick you up.
I'll be honest. I will make the worst superhero movie ever made. I don't think I'm ever going to work for him anyway.
I thought that was Zack Snyder's job.
I was going to say Captain Marvel already exists, so you're fine.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
You've
That's
won.
true.
You're okay, buddy.
That's true. Captain Marvel.
Captain
Yes.
Marvel is a quite a mediocre film.
Yeah,
but
it's not even bad. It's just
It's
like
not the
eh.
worst.
It's a 5 out of. It's the biggest 5 out of 10 there ever
Yeah,
was.
we've all seen Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I haven't actually.
Yeah, don't.
I usually.
I didn't want to watch another Spider-Man movie. I missed my Tobey Maguire trilogy. I thought they made new Spider-Man movies.
Hey,
too
so
fast.
there's
I'm like,
there's a
fuck you. You needed to wait 20 years, and I'm not going to a Spider-Man movie until that
so
2 decades
apparently
time is up.
so they finished filming the new Spider-Man movie for like Marvel, like the new like one. There was a rumor that he was going to be in it, and like on the cast thing, they did like everyone's signature. It looks like Tobey Maguire's signatures on that on
wow.
the thing, so he might be in this.
Well, it's supposed to be like a Spider-Verse thing, right? Aren't they
Yeah,
bringing
and there's
like-
also a rumor that they're going to let Sam Raimi do his Spider-Man 4 like he wanted.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't even think there's a pair of Marvel movies that's better than Spider-Man 1 and 2 from Sam Raimi.
God, dude. That's not
I
true.
just don't.
Yeah,
but
I'd agree.
they are
I'd almost
really
agree
good
with that.
movies.
I like Sam Raimi's like sort of quirky sense of humor. I like the kind of horror aspects to it. I feel like it grounds. The
God, dude,
movies better, and I
Alfred
just think they're
Molina's
better
Doctor
films.
Octopus is beautiful. It really is.
He's
It's
great.
so fucking good.
I'd say like maybe the closest one is Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. But
Yeah,
like,
that's a fun movie.
That's a fun
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Not watched enough superhero movies for this.
Yeah, same. I have like a one and done policy. If like one of them in their series is bad, I just stop watching them. So like Iron Man 2, I never watched 3.
Why are
So
you
you stopped
playing?
watching after
Why are you still
Spider-Man
playing
3?
Conan then? If you have a one and done,
I
that's bad.
didn't watch Iron Man
'Cause that's
2,
the
but I
one.
did watch 3.
You didn't.
Iron Man 3's
yeah.
trash. You don't need to watch
I
it.
thought 2 was kind of dumb, so
alright,
I just. I
They're
was
all
just
kind
dumb.
of all right. They're all kind of milquetoast to me. Except I really liked the last 2 movies of their big deal. Endgame
Infinity
and,
War is great.
Infinity War. Yeah, I really liked
Endgame I didn't like as much, but it was still good.
Infinity War is definitely the better of the two, but they're
Yeah.
enjoyable.
What really pisses me off about Captain Marvel is that Alita, Battle Angel came out at the same time, had the exact same plot, and was a better movie and
Oh,
made
for
way less
fuck's
money.
Yeah,
for sure, dude. Holy shit.
Okay, so they better fucking. The rumor is that they're greenlighting the sequel because the fans really wanted it, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, like we can get the money for it." And they
I
better
saw it
fucking do it.
times.
It's so good, dude. I really enjoy that movie.
It's the same plot too. It's the exact same plot. It's like she can't remember her past. She's got these powers she doesn't know about.
You're
It's
going
like
to call me a misogynist, but
building
you
it
know why
up.
Alita Battle Angel is better? Because that bitch smiles in that movie.
That's why. Also, Brie Larson, fantastic actress, hamming it in scenes. And
Yeah, I've
Captain
seen that
Marvel.
people. I've seen people be
I
like,
like
"Oh,
her
she's a
in,
bad actress,"
I
but
like her
she's
in
really
Homo.
not.
amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's
in
great.
Room.
She's
The
good in
movie
a
she
lot
won
of
an
things.
Oscar for. She's fucking amazing. Like it's an
yeah.
incredible performance. And so it's like that's the last movie I'd seen her in was Room, and I was like,
And
this.
so you're
actress,
excited because you're like, "Oh yeah, she's gonna
so
be
great.
great."
Oh, she was in.
Go see Captain Marvel. Oh, she was okay in the King Kong movie.
Yeah, she's
I
not
go
bad
see
in
her
Skull Island
Captain
either.
Marvel. And it's like there's some scenes where I'm like, that's the best
She's
take you guys
awful
had.
in there. Yeah, like the
my
one
God.
where I just remember the one where she's like, it's like near the end where she's like powering up and doing some big power move, and she's like, ah, and I laughed. I was like, that looks so
It's
fucking
like super
stupid.
cringy.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
telling
good
you, man,
God.
she was
I
bad
like
at
Samuel
Mac
L.
when she made
Jackson
that
in
movie.
that
The bitch didn't smile. If she did, that movie would have been better. She
I'm
would've been more
also
likable.
I'm also a sucker for a movie that Burt Mendelsohn's in. Burt Mendelsohn. I actually really like him as an actor. So him as
Yeah.
the villain was good for me because I really like him.
I don't even remember the villain.
Oh yeah, well I just like him
That's how
'cause
much of an
I like
effect
him.
it had.
Yeah.
But
No,
wait,
he's good.
I thought he was the. Is he not?
Oh, technically he's not the villain because he's the scroll dude. He's Talos.
Yeah, I was gonna say the villain in there is what's his
It's
face?
Jan Rog. It's Jude Law.
Yeah, Jude Law. Yeah.
I'll raise
Oh,
you.
shit,
I'll raise
I do remember
I'll see
Jude
that
Law.
actor, and I'll raise you. Christoph Waltz is in Alita, so
Yeah, no, Alita Battle Angel is definitely the better movie and has a good like.
The better movie with the same plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
And came out at the exact same fucking
And see,
time.
that's one of the frustrating things with Captain Marvel as well is like the actors they've chosen should have been really really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's
I don't even know who the chick is that plays Alita,
Yeah.
but she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the plot to the Captain Marvel either.
I just can't
think
believe
the
how,
ending is really
how big
bullshit.
her eyes are in Alita. Like it's
Well,
it's
watch
natural.
Alita with the same exact plot and be satisfied with it for
Yeah.
some reason.
If it has the
this
same
movie
ending,
just works better. Here's
I don't
the
like
difference
it.
between
It
those two
Okay.
movies. Let me tell you the difference. Okay, so the beginning scene of Captain Marvel, I remember this. It's like a fight training scene on another planet, right? Okay,
Yes, it
so
is
the
on Kree
camera
Prime.
doesn't even show us the world whatsoever. It's just like this muddy, gross-looking place with like buildings that you don't even see, and they're having a fight. It could be in a studio backlot anywhere.
That wasn't the
in
training
Hollywood, and that's what it looks like. Like you don't see the planet that she comes from. You don't get a feel for it. The first shot of Alita Battle Angel is this incredible like opening shot that shows you the world. It shows you a singular shot showing you the world of like this disc world on top, and then it goes down to the trash pile on the bottom.
It's literally
And then
Midgar.
and it moves in to Christoph Waltz looking around in this trash pile, and it's beautiful, and it makes you curious as an audience member, like the direction. Robert Rodriguez is a really good director.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, he can outdirect any of the Marvel movie directors. Like his visual style in all of his movies are fantastic.
It's kind of weird they never
And
got him
it-
for any of those.
It adds. He probably didn't want to do it.
I don't-
Sure he had
yeah.
his
I would
opportunity is I
feel-
can make a movie with James Cameron instead of with Marvel.
Well,
and
I feel
can have
like
a voice
Robert
in this.
Rodriguez as well. Like he has his vision and he doesn't let anyone fuck with it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like with Marvel and definitely with the DC movies, the studio fucking puts their grubby little hands in there and fucks shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And-
like the artistry and the direction, the storytelling, the visual storytelling is what helps pull you in.
Right.
Even though they are the same movie. It was the funniest thing. It's like, this is the exact same film. I just watched Alita. I'm watching Captain Marvel now. They're the exact same movie. It's the craft, it's the storytelling,
Right.
it's the artistry there. It's just it made that movie shine in such a way that like you could put the same fucking plot on paper, but like there's a spark in Alita that just isn't there with Captain Marvel.
With that opening scene too in Alita, it tells you so much about the world. Like it really does. But also, you saying that like you can put the same formula. I was quoted last year when we reviewed Last of Us 2, where I said I've played 3 games about revenge and redemption this year, and the best one was with a shark. Like we played 3 games last year that were about getting revenge. So something happened, you wanted revenge, they did it, kind of learned a lesson, died at the end, or like got fucked up at the end.
Yeah.
And Man-Eater's a better game than Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
It's like
and you play as a fucking
woman
shark.
empowerment superhero movie, and I'm just telling you, like
Yeah.
Alita's such an underrated movie and not enough.
So
people saw
it is a manga as well, and I guess Cameron was saying that's the first one he read, and I really kind of want to read it
Yeah.
because I want the
there's a lot
I
of
want
good
the full
extra
story.
features on that Blu-ray showing like the transition between the manga or
God
maybe,
damn
like,
it,
the
Joe! I'm
movie
probably gonna have to watch
or
that tonight. Now.
everything to
I got it on the
the movie.
Voodoo account.
I have it like the regular copy. So
Oh, good.
thank you though, but I can throw it.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Yeah, there's your extra content, boys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I love movies.
Never forget
Movies
that
are great.
Roberto Rodriguez created Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So
That is
he's
true.
right.
That
He
movie
made it
is
for his
very
kids.
bad.
My favorite thing
And
about that whole
Spy Kids sequels.
okay, my
Yeah, I
favorite,
was gonna say
my favorite thing about Spy
motherfucker who
Kids.
directed Spy Kids made like a
Machete.
way better movie than Captain Marvel.
My favorite thing about the Spy Kids thing is that Machete
One
is
is fine.
actually in that universe. It makes
Yeah.
me so happy every fucking time I think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so great.
I'll give one a pass. I like Spy Kids 1.
I actually
love
2 wasn't too bad either. I
Machete
think
and
Steve
Machete
Buscemi was
kills.
pretty good in that one. Yeah, where's my
Love those
yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Where's Machete Kills in Space, motherfucker?
I
I know.
know.
I need Justin Bieber the robot.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, dude. I want
Robert
that.
Rodriguez, please do it.
All right, guys. That's going to be it for us this week. Make sure you listen to our other podcast, not Nude Clan. You already listened to that one. I don't remember.
Is fucking you up.
I don't know what's happening, where I am, what show I'm on. I'm just here.
Are you finally having that
Well, I
stroke?
mean, it is
I think so.
perpetuating hoes.
Phasmophobia review featuring review for Alita Battle Angel.
featuring review of
like
Captain
the
Marvel.
50th time I brought that shit up too. I'm sorry, guys.
It's a good ass movie.
It is. It is
Every
a
time
fantastic movie.
Captain Marvel comes up, I'm like, too many people saw Captain Marvel in exchange for not enough people saying Alita Battle Angel that weekend.
Yeah.
I'll
And
give
I
it a
have
chance.
to-
Did
I'll watch
Captain
it.
Marvel?
I'll
Did
give
they
it a
come out the
chance.
same weekend?
They came out the same fucking week.
Captain, because
I saw them both. I went and watched
I didn't
Alita.
realize they came out the same
went to the
week.
next movie theater, went and watched Captain Marvel with a friend of mine, and we were like, let's go watch Alita again. And we went back and watched Alita again to confirm that how much better it was than Captain Marvel.
I didn't realize they came out the same week.
Yeah.
No, anyway, sorry.
Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. For a Few Chickens More, Song of Schweiss and Johnson, Puff Puff Hour, Dragon Quest podcast. We've got Getting Fat with Caleb and Joe, Super Sexy, Swingin' Fan Fiction. Check those other shows out. Godzilla podcast as well. Lots of good stuff there. Lots of new content. It's a big time for the things that we're interested in. It's like we got new Godzilla, we've got new Final Fantasy stuff coming. We've got
More video games.
more video games, more Phasmophobia updates. There's lots to talk about. Shit that we're into. So go check those out. And thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And until next time.
Who are you gonna call? The Nude Clan.
Walk
Later.
with your smudge stick held high.
Fuck off.
Is that real?
Live always
Is that really your outro now?
in the nude.
No!